fell, of all places, in Anchorage, Alaska. They do, anybody's ever been to Anchorage? When they do grow, they grow things you won't believe. They got heads of cabbage big as that chair. Because they get, 22 hours of daylight or 20, and they only have about 5 weeks to grow. But when they do, it's unbelievable. Unfortunately, that fast growth like that does require a lot of organic material. So they're really hot on compost teas. He is actually an attorney at law there and started this as a hobby. And like myself, have a radio show now. All he does is talk about organic gardening on his radio show. So we became friends. He had a gal named Elaine Ingham right before we do his book. She's supposed to be the queen of the compost tea. She really is. She's a PhD out of Oregon and very bright. I've went to all of her classes. I went to Oregon to go to her. I paid for state. The book is, I think it's like all you ever want to know about microbes. But if you'll just Google Lowenfeld, Lowenfeld, it's Lowenfeld. It'll be on there. I'm so bad about typing. I don't know if I've looked at the time yet. I've read the whole book. And the only big difference is, one of the biggest differences is his approach. He uses, I call this is not mine, this is theirs, but I have on the website how to make your own compost tea buckets. They charge you about $50 for these here, or if you go to Walmart, you get the same thing and make them for $25. So if you don't want to do the labor, you don't have to, but if you want to, they'll sell them to you. I have 11 pages with photographs and everything on my website for free. It walks you through every step. Tells you even exactly what pump to buy and everything. Go to natureapproved.net and it'll link you over to Deuley's own, but nobody can spell Deuley, so we went in and bought Nature Approved. And it's about 11. Have you seen it, Jason? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I used it to build.
That's right. Well, here. That's what it looks like. Well, it's much better than this because they really didn't put very good. But it takes you to every little. Oh, when you get through with it, you got a compost tea bucket that'll make compost tea. Okay, and they're free. I don't copyright anything. He's even got one of my books there. It's just a notebook I use. But I figure if you don't copyright, you can give it to anybody you want, sell it to anybody you want, use it. Everywhere I go, I find people with these things with my instructions. But I understand there's been over 900 of them that we don't made so far. So that's a good little dent.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. All I can tell you about compost tea is what we've learned about soil. Here, let me give you a little picture. A little different than what I usually do. If you had a teaspoon of soil, and this is a hypothetical, I'm going to give you the exact number. They figure there's about 10, or 3 times 10 to the 14th or 15th microbes in that teaspoon of soil. Think about it. Billions, literally, if you count every one. Guess how much soil is there? About 3 times 10 to the 13th. There's 10 times more living microbe volume in a teaspoon of soil than there is dirt. That's how important your microbes are. And we don't think about that at all. So when you repeatedly use synthetic fertilizers, you repeatedly use herbicides and pesticides, you don't kill them all out. There's no doubt about it. We know, because I can put them under a microscope and I can still see a few things alive. But what you kill out is the diversity. What you kill out is the total, this is the catchphrase, the total soil food web is no longer a soil food web. You altered it, you've screwed it up. It's not complete anymore. So your plants can't get the complete nutrients they need. So get away from synthetic fertilizers. Use tea as often as you can for a while. For someone that's, I want to say, getting hooked, I'd say do it once a week. For a few months, then cut it back to every 2 weeks, then 3 weeks. When you get that biology where you want it, when your plants are growing the way you want, you don't have any problems, 3 or 4 times a year. A bucket this size, concentrated until you water it down however you want. You're not diluting it. You're only putting it into solution as a carrier. So let's just say that I tell you this 5-gallon bucket will do this quarter. But if you were to just take 5 gallons and try to spread it out and all this stuff, you'd never do it. You can't spread this little bit of stuff over this much stuff. But what if I got you this $5 and you put 50 gallons of water in it? Now you run around, you just don't leave this square until you're going to 50 gallons. Well, guess what you put out? 5 gallons of microbes. It don't matter. They like the water. And you also water it. It's a win-win situation. Okay. But people get confused. They always ask me, what dilution do you use? You use it straight. It'll work. But if you need to spread it, when you move, you gotta have a way to spread it. You gotta have a way you can get it even. You gotta have a way so you can get on the surface of your leaves. You gotta have a way that you can get it to grow around. And the only way to do that is have it dilute enough that you can use it about whatever surface area you're going to do. Just don't leave that in. And it's easy concept once you see it, but it's not a dilution. Using water as a carrier. Now, in the city, there's more and more evidence that shows chlorine really is detrimental. It becomes a real problem for cities. Making the tea with chlorine is way, way worse than we thought. We started doing studies of the number of microbes that made it. And certainly putting it out becomes a real problem in cities like San Antonio where you've only got chlorinated water. It's very difficult to do. Well, you can set your water out. You can buy these rain barrels with $25 a piece along the road. Set them up, well, taller, that makes it easier. Get them up on something so you can fill them up. And when you use them to do your watering, as soon as you get through, fill them back up. Let them sit 4 or 5 days. It only needs overnight, but you're always letting that thing be gassing off, so when you're ready to use it, you pour your tea in there. I don't know if you realize that if this is 4 feet off the ground, you're going to do this level, and it won't run real fast, but you don't need a pump. The gravity will feed it for you. You know, and you can do your whole area with unchlorinated water, and you'll have your tea be much more alive and much more active. It's another step, and it's a pain in the butt. Now, I live in Comfort, Texas. I don't have to worry about it. I do well. As a matter of fact, I was telling him I was fishing for tilapia. I have a 16,000 gallon tank that's up maybe 15 feet above the level of my pool. And my favorite water to water with is my fish water. It's full of algae, it's full of whatever the fish have been digesting and getting rid of, and I mix it with my compost tea, and it's like magic.
One out of the river, this is Guadalupe or
I'm on the
Comel.
Yeah.
Can you just take that water? Is that
Very
what
good.
this is?
Very good stuff.
There's so much poison in it.
What's that?
Well,
In the river, you mean? Or?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what the river is. I live on the Guadalupe.
Yeah, but you live up there and we live down here.
Yeah. And where I live, they do mercury. I'm more worried about mercury than anything else. I'm a, what is this called, the Hygiene Theory? I think we should all eat a lot more dirt than we do. This stainless steel world where your kids are kept in a hypoallergenic damn apartment all their life until they meet their first kids in the first grade and get every snotty nosed thing they can is really not what's healthy for us. You wouldn't believe how I cook sometimes, and my wife used to be scared to death. But we have never, I can't tell you that we've ever been stomach sick. I kill all my own deer. I don't hunt. I shouldn't say I kill them. I have hunters bring them. I'm not anti-hunt. I just don't want to shoot Bambi. But I have to eat Bambi. I oversee a ranch. It's about 3,000 acres. We have a deer an acre. Talking about an overpopulation problem.
Wow.
That's what the state themselves told us. So I make my hunters take 2 or 3 doe before they're allowed to take the rod. As they said, they're mine. I just oversee it. I don't know. And then I went to school and cut my finger off learning to butcher. I learned the hard way. But I can make you deer meat that you won't even know you're eating it. I've had hundreds of people eat steaks from me, and then I'll tell them later that it was venison. But I age it 2 to 3 weeks at 34 degrees before I freeze it. I muscle it out completely. There are no glands and no bones left in it at all. And when you eat my steak, you're eating as good a meat as you can eat. I eat it. I was just, my wife was here because she always gets mad at me when I'm telling her. I actually eat a good amount of my deer raw. Every week or so, I eat it 3 or 4 ounces raw. I make a little tartar, mix it with lime, and make a dip. Because I think it's good for you. She won't. She'll eat hers pretty rapid. She's not eating raw meat with me. But just to get back, I'm just saying, I believe in all that. I believe that's why these microbes do what they do. I think
What about catching rainwater?
Fantastic if you could do it. Fantastic. Nothing better. There's a guy up on the hill where I live doesn't even own a well. He's got 30,000 gallons of water sitting there at any given moment. And caught it all. Of course, this year he's loaded.
Yeah? Yeah.
I don't know what y'all got, but I got 58 inches of rain officially so far. 58 inches. My normal's 28.
You talked earlier about diluting this, but what was the ratio?
Again, it doesn't matter. What you got to remember to do is whatever area you're going to cover, you just stay in that area. If you need to do it with 25 gallons, it's fine. You do it with 50, do it with 50. So again, it's not a dilution. It's a carrier. It's just taking those bugs for you to where you want them to be. And if you need more water to do it, you do it. When we're doing the trees, this lady that just spoke, I actually spend a day a week at her ranch, trying to keep it organic and keep everything going. And I have my microscopes out there, and I have a whole lab, and I do almost, I guess, all of the science almost. And I had a problem getting her girls to understand. If I tell her I wanted 100 gallons on acres of trees, then I don't